Well, welcome to my channel where we continue our dedication to making wood smaller. I am going to do a coffee mug this morning, and starting with a block of maple about 7 inches square and 4 inches thick. And the important thing is it is mounted with the grain running crosswise, not horizontally like a spindle job. We are using a spur center and a cup center with a bearing, and the first step is just to make it round. I'm using a 7/8 inch, no, it's a 5/8 inch deep fluted bowl gouge. I'm taking it down to 6-inch diameter, and I'll true up the base. Started by cutting an octagon on the bandsaw and rounding it, gradually increasing the speed up to about 700 RPMs. I'm going to true this top edge. Now I'm going to turn the final diameter for the section below the handle, and That is going to be about 4 inches. Well, it looks like 3 1/4. Okay. You can do a peeling cut with a spindle gouge using the corner. This is a spigot so I can chuck it. This is a go-no-go gauge. It's a minimum, so if I make the spigot smaller than this, it won't be held in my chuck. I have to be a little bit bigger. Some fine work going on here. I'm going to zoom you in. I'm doing an undercut here so the chuck will grab better. With about a 1/2 inch spindle gouge. is absolutely vertically pointed at the axis, and it won't go out of control. Now I'm undercutting this with a parting tool, parallel to the axis, and very carefully adding to the width so there's no chance of it binding. And I need to go in about a little over an inch. There are two keys to this process. One is this operation here. And the second is hollowing the handle. What I made is a hook tool from a dome scraper, taking a angle grinder and cutting it out so that there's a sharp edge right there and a sharp point beveled towards the inside. That's going to go in pointed downwards, and we'll gradually twist it to push that edge up underneath and create sort of an overhang within the overhang. Just barely room, and then we'll work it up and down. I'm running at about 700. We're making progress, but it's stressful and slow. I think I've just about got it. I wanted to do that when there's a lot of meat here to support it. Now I'm going to reduce it. I think it's time to rechuck. Okay, notice we're still in the chuck, mounted on a vise, with some lines drawn where we've chosen to put the handle. All of this has to come off. This is an area where things can really go sideways. I'm using this because I don't have the patience for a coping saw. Here goes. There we go. There's our handle. Now, I'm going to do a lot of sanding. I'll mount it and lock it in the drill on the lathe and sand this without spinning it. And do some finishing up. And show you what we have in the very end. Tricks for sanding. Firstly, I lock the spindle with a pin holding that button down so it can't turn. And make sure everything's powered off. Do most of it with this. But obviously the handle is not as fragile as it would be if the grain were running lengthwise to the spindle. That's why I did it crosswise, more like a bowl. It's got much more strength. I'll show you this again, but it takes a lot of sanding because they can't spin it. Well, I've finished this project with a couple coats of my own shellac, which is easy to mix with flakes and alcohol, and then a polish made by Axe Abrasive Sanding Paste. This is easily available online, and some wax. I have yet to take the spigot off that's there from the chuck, and I'm going to do this with a bandsaw, and just because I do it doesn't mean you should try it. That came out good. Now, that's finished product, and this is one I made that I've been using as a pattern for the one I just produced. Hope you enjoyed the video, and good luck trying this product. Thanks for watching.